Giving out honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Kakadash, the underscore our elder apostles and elder bishops of great millstone rule well. Peace and blessing, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. And was a hobby to my left.
Alright, you'll see Mississippi kept we're coming, with a lesson called The West is a Mess. Because I did a lesson earlier on Spirit has been on me heavy, just dealing with Western culture and how often reverse and backward it is, man. All right, and westernization is nothing but, all right, the modern way of saying being Hellenized, man. Okay, so now we're in the time now where we're denouncing, all right, this society, man, and everything about it. Okay.
Deuteronomy 32 and 32. Yep. For their vine is the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah.
And this is speaking of Esau, okay, which is an extension of the lewdness of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, but pretty much sex was
the Lord set up over everything,
became a hobby.
Animals.
All right.
Pretty much
for the purpose of being fruitful and multiplying.
Which
okay, and then not only
Christians can't really get into it like that.
People,
but Adam was a king, man.
Into these lifestyles, they're against the lifestyle that produce life.
The last Adam.
Like they Jake, they had the 30 kids, they going crazy.
Yep. And then even on like a little personal note, a lot of women, they spirit literally get vexed when it comes to a household. And unity between a man and a woman, and a man being a leader, that's like offensive to them. They look at that like how we look at slavery. But in the same breath, those women are what do you call it, pro-choice. The women are highly promiscuous. It's like the very thing the Most High gave us. That's irksome.
Go ahead, bro. Hey, the last Adam was made a quickening spirit.
The last Adam was
it says their grapes are grapes of gall, their clusters are bitter.
You think about the first Adam, it was like a rough draft, like a prototype.
And this man has a bitter society. That's why Israelite man,
you wasn't banking on this. And you wasn't banking on the
you hate this society, man, because it's completely the opposite of how about set us up to be. And pretty much, you always hear these comparisons of Eastern culture and Western culture.
Right.
Pretty much, it's just like in the book of Deuteronomy 30.
Before you come to the flesh, actually, you are angry.
Yeah, 30 and 19.
Because you're in the spiritual realm before you come down here.
Deuteronomy 30 and 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death.
I have set before you life and death. And it's pretty much Eastern and Western cultures. Western culture is death, and our culture, which is based in the East, which is based on nation building, which is based on being conservative to the earth, using the earth for its good, all right, it's life, man. Okay, everything about our culture was all about life, man. Okay, if me and him were brothers, and I died and didn't leave no seed, it was a law where he would take on my wife so he can leave seed for me, so I would have a lineage to come back to, man. So I would have inheritance and substance to come back to. Okay.
The dietary law, that engender life, because it's preserving you from animals that will basically corrode your body. Every law was to engender life. Even the laws that you have to stone somebody. That was purging the death out of our nation. Because homosexuality, that's death unto your nation. Because you're not reproducing. What else? A witch. A false prophet. Yep. Hey, because that's gonna lead you into idolatry. Which is death unto the nation.
Hey, because like you said, when you would get
same thing with Yahweh Shai, man. He's going to be over everything when he comes back.
Deuteronomy 30 and 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, and I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
And you see how it's all about what? Legacy. So thou and thy seed can live. You're thinking of beyond your one lifetime. The West puts so much emphasis on this one lifetime. That's why people YOLO, selfish. Here it is, women have no mother skills, no wife skills, but you got a catalog full of goddamn selfies and outfits, man. Okay?
See, the buck don't end with
in the East, They can't have
a
similar short agenda east.
No such thing.
You got a low level way of thinking. That's why I always said,
you see,
you are from
that's only here.
I'm from above.
Okay,
yeah,
but even
world,
when you
I'm not in this world,
go into like, even you think like China, they be like, well,
you can't put it in
China's so strict because you can't speak
just like
against
if
the
you speak about the
government.
spiritual
Well,
realm, you can't.
how my shit about Shah has set up, you can speak against his government.
Well, it tells you in Proverbs, curse not the king.
Yeah.
So that's every ancient setup. You know, you can't speak bad about that person in rulership, man. They just preserve that ancient way. You know?
Yeah, you see where when everybody got an opinion, what that lead to?
Yep. Chaos.
Okay.
Yep.
Kindergarten, you know, transformers.
Yep.
You know, girls want to be boys, and boys want to be girls in kindergarten.
Yep.
From everybody having a damn opinion, man. You know?
So what the Lord does, He gives you like a little glimpse of what it's going to be like in the kingdom. But see, the whole point, we got to make it there. Once we make it there, we're going to know everything. We're going to see everything, man. And it's going to be far greater than what we think. You know? But yet, our citizenship is in heaven, and that's our hope. You know, to be written in the book of life. Because other than that, you don't got no hope here, man. America's going to be destroyed. All right, is this place finished? Edom is
Deuteronomy 13:3. Thou shalt not hearken to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For Yahweh your power proveth you to know whether you love Yahweh your power with all your heart and with all your soul. And so you shall walk after Yahweh your power and fear him and keep his commandments.
So it showed you in our government,
so we
there was
looking
no
up.
freedom of speech.
You know, it was saying,
You couldn't just say anything. I think you went into it before. Like,
you know, brothers
you
looking
couldn't
up,
just
they see the chariots.
randomly call a woman
Because now we in the court, bro.
or
Now
whore.
we here.
You couldn't do that
We
because
here.
you will ruin
You see?
that woman's
Boy, bro.
value, which is another man's possession.
They got something called honor.
Yeah.
Are you bringing this honor to a family?
Yeah, you couldn't just lie and say anything,
For our
man.
conversations in
And
heaven,
obey his
also we look for a Savior.
Deuteronomy 13:4. You should walk after Yahweh your power and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice. And you shall serve him and cleave unto him. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. Shall be put to death.
Put to death.
Okay, so
You see, the
you know,
East
we're watching
dealt with the
prophecies,
problem at
watching
the source.
praying,
The
and
East
awaiting his second
dealt with
coming, man.
eliminating
Okay,
problems.
wait, bro.
See, the West is all about trying to salvage every goddamn thing.
Yep.
Trying to figure out the background, where they came from, and what happened.
Yeah, so
to
we
them.
looking for him to make that open.
The East got rid of
Because
your
he
ass.
coming back.
The East
Whether
got
you
rid
agree
of
with it or
the
not,
the
because we don't care.
byproduct that you
Because
become.
we know we coming back.
Well, because
It's our faith. If
we're
you
known as
pass,
the
you
house
don't
of
believe in
Israel.
chariots.
Yep.
So
You
every
got
nation
saying
is
that
like
now.
into a house.
Yep.
You know,
The West,
you don't
they
believe in
house
chariots, you
boards.
know, you-
Yep.
If you go into a house
you don't know
order,
how we
like
getting
you
hell
said,
about
salvage. A house order, they can't get rid of anything. And their house is filthy and it's uninhabitable. See, the West is uninhabitable. But the East, it gets rid of, it has a cleansing system. So if you commit murder, you get put to death immediately. You go into idolatry, you get put to death immediately, man. But what happens? The house is clean and is maintainable, is inhabitable. You know?
Okay.
All right, Deuteronomy 13:5, and that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death because he has spoken to turn you away from Yahweh your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which Yahweh thy power commanded thee to walk in.
Yeah, so in the West, what they call it, inhumane.
Yep.
Dictatorship.
Yep, and the cult.
Yep, and see, that's how the serpent came to Eve. You should not surely die. Oh, he came to Eve as if she was being so pressed by the Most High. His order. You know, but really, the order, all the orders, we go to law, statute, and commandment, is made to protect us from our nature. And the Most High is a fair judge if you really go into the law. Okay? Because they had a law that if we took on another wife, okay, we had to keep doing the duties to the first wife. Okay? Because the Most High knows a man's nature, that he was going to be into his new thing a little more. Alright? So he knew he had put a law that you can't neglect your first wife. And if you do, she has the option to leave if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So the law covered every aspect and it protected us from our nature, all right, of destruction, man.
Yeah, so we went in self-destruct, you know? So should thou put the evil away from the midst of thee.
Yep, go ahead.
if thy brother, verse 6, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, or the son of thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thy own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, not unto thee or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth, thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shalt thou eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him.
Neither shalt thou eye pity him, your brother,
Verily or
your
truly,
mother.
he's the God that hides himself.
Then it said, or thy friend, which is our own soul.
Your best friend.
Your
He
best
reveals
friend.
himself to
You
his
know?
elect. He doesn't
Yeah,
reveal
If he
man.
come to, if they, if
We don't give a damn, you don't
when
believe
we
in
was
the Most High?
in our sovereignty,
You don't believe in a
and
high
the
power?
Israelite came to
Hey,
you, you know,
hey,
trying
that's
to
on
entice you,
You
you go
lost
out to
us on
Baal,
But see,
all right,
he
ask the
reveals
rock or
his-
whatever.
what it say?
Guess what?
He reveals his
He's
secrets to
supposed
his
to have
servants
no
and prophets.
pity. That's another thing about the East. See, all this emotional,
Gray
you know, yeah,
areas
the
and
gray
shit.
areas, and you know,
How I feel.
yeah, how I feel. No, you supposed to have no pity on him.
But even in the West, they call it enabling.
Yeah, enabling.
Yeah, you enabling somebody to do wicked.
Yep.
And what's the source of enabling, man? Compassion.
Yep.
All right. See, in the West, they teach you if you're not compassionate, you're the wicked one.
Yep.
If you got rules, then you're the evil one.
Yep.
But what happens when you don't have rules put in place, or when you don't have those restrictions? Like you said, you allow people to go into self-destruct,
Yep.
go off their
That's
own
a cut on
nature.
everybody's gonna be in
Right?
And
heaven.
then
Everybody,
sometimes
they
one
gonna be
person
there,
will be
but
removed
you know it's gonna
for
be
the betterment of the
a
nation.
different type of purpose.
Okay,
But
it
they
was
gonna be there
always
to
a
serve
big
us.
picture in the East.
You ain't just gonna be in heaven, man.
All right.
All right, the kingdom of heaven is only for the
All right,
nation of
30.
Israel, beginning with the elect.
And 7, 13 and 7. So like
And
Deuteronomy
it's gonna
13
be
and
on
7.
earth. Because everybody else going
Namely,
to slavery, man. We
of the
don't know.
gods of the
They
people
done
which
told
are
you
round
the
about you,
constitutions.
not unto thee,
You know,
or
you
far off
shop
from thee,
pastor,
from the one
and
end of the
TD
earth
Jakes,
even to the
all
other
these
end of the
niggas,
earth.
man. They
Thou
don't
shalt not
know
consent
Bible,
unto
man.
him, nor hearken unto
Okay,
him,
the kingdom of
neither
heaven
shalt
is
thou
on
eye
fire.
pity him, neither
And
shalt
these
thou
nations, they
spare,
gonna
nor
take
shalt
what
thou
they did to
conceal
us.
him, but thou shalt
They
surely
going to
kill
slavery,
him.
man.
Thy hand shall be
built up
first
their
upon
empire, they gotta
him,
build
to put him
ours.
to death, and
Next
afterwards
chapter.
the hand of all the people.
So he said, thy hand shall be first.
It's not for you.
You see? Because hey, he came
Right,
and
so-
told you first.
He didn't restore
All right.
the kingdom 2,000
And
years
that was
ago.
pretty much
He's
how
gonna
I'm
do
about
it
to
this
now
time.
start checking your
All
loyalty,
right,
man.
so many things had to take
You
place,
see?
man.
Yep.
And that goes
You know,
back to
as far as
the
what happened
ways
to the
of the
northern
East,
kingdom,
man.
you know,
All right? The West is
By way of
so
Christopher
out of whack
Colon
and so
and the
out of
Spanish
place to
conquistadors,
where it's so many
Spanish
gray areas,
Southern
people don't know their purpose.
Transatlantic slave
Remember the
trade.
judge,
All right? So
they
many
just
things
assigned,
happened.
what's her name?
You know, so many steps will have to pass. So many trends will have
Damn,
to
what's that
pass.
chick?
You have to go
Katina.
through Jim Crow.
You know,
slavery,
the
Jim
new
Crow.
Supreme
And
Court
up until
judge
now,
that they assigned with Jake,
every
the
process
nigga
has
woman.
been filled.
But
And that
when
ship
they
had
asked her what a woman was, she couldn't answer.
Yeah.
You can't even say that.
She
you know.
couldn't answer.
The MOTV had to
A
come.
woman couldn't tell you what a
That-
woman
that
is,
Farrakhan.
man.
The philosophies
You know?
are same.
And that's gonna happen in this
What's
time.
that
That
the
would
result
happen
of, man,
during the
Western
revival of the Roman
culture,
Empire.
man?
It didn't happen in ancient pagan Rome.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen in New Rome, which is America, NATO, and the EU. Okay? So it wasn't for us to know when the
You
Lord
get
was gonna
back
bring
to
the
order,
day.
man.
Because the Son of
You
Man
get back
himself
to
will
a
know the
purpose,
day.
man.
But see,
All
we're
right,
approaching that day
West,
now.
all right,
You
has
got it, bro.
produced the worst society that the earth has ever seen, man.
Right,
That's
and they showed the
why so many
separation
people
between
are
the
about to
Father
die,
and the
man,
Son.
because
Because even
this
the Heavenly
philosophy
Father
has
will know
made
the day.
people useless, man.
But
Women
it's
have
still gonna
become
happen.
useless, man.
You know,
Okay, men have become useless, man. Okay?
Well, I got an example, another example. All right, it says, going back to those laws that
Right, so a lot
engender
of
life
time
and
we'll speak about
productivity.
spiritual power.
Deuteronomy
all
21 and
different things
18.
we have to do,
If a man have a
all the
stubborn and
capabilities,
rebellious
you know,
son,
the
which will
whole
not
elect
obey the voice of his
Israelite
father
men have.
or the voice of
But
his
see,
mother,
you know, we got
and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto
You know,
them,
the Holy
then shall
Spirit.
his father and
Because
his mother
everyone
lay
can't
hold on him and
understand
bring
the
him out
scripture.
into the
Everyone
elders
has
of the
the
city
power
and unto
to
the gate
praise
of this
the mercy of
place,
the Lord,
and they shall
to
say unto
break
the
down
elders
his
of the
book.
city, this our son
You
is
know?
stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of the city shall stone him with stones, that he that he died, so should thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel should hear it in fear.
Yeah, they're freeload shit.
Which is the end of the earth, the
Okay,
western hemisphere,
because
the
you gotta
America.
understand,
So this is happening now.
your energy.
We're witnessing.
All right,
We're
when you
witnessing
think
now.
in nation
And out in the
minded,
lands
your
out of captivity,
energy
man.
is supposed to go forth to producing for the nation. Okay, but if you have a man
Right,
or a
you gotta
woman that
read
don't
this,
want
you
to
gotta
produce,
envision
that don't
as
want to
Lord
be
talking,
productive,
as they
okay,
looking
but
at
then
him,
they still want to eat when everybody they want
He
to
got
drink when
beamed up.
everybody drink, but they don't want to be
crowd
productive.
seen him.
And the overall big
He
picture
got
is
beamed up
he
to
can't
what the world
reproduce
refers to
himself
as
anymore.
UFO.
That can't be
Okay?
reproduced.
When the world calls
Because even now,
was beamed up into what the world
if
calls
you
UFO.
Nissan plant or any car, if they have a defect, they find a defect. What do? A recall. They take that car and leave it out of production. You know what I'm saying?
That boy got recalled back to the spirit world.
So it's a nigga. This nigga is a reek. This nigga got a defect. Okay.
Because he's still gonna fuck.
Yeah.
He's still gonna get a woman and get her pregnant.
Yep.
But now he's not producing.
Yep.
So now other men, the fathers and the elders gotta pull in, and now the nation has to extract its goods to produce this woman, or to help this woman that has a production-less husband. It's a negative ripple effect.
And they do it now. Because all these government benefits, we're paying taxes and helping support women we don't even know.
Yep.
That went out and being careless and had children
Yep.
by these slothful niggas, man.
And that's who's winning in the West. Slothful niggas. That's why they got some called beta male providers, because the woman to get knocked up by a slothful nigga, then you go and provide for that.
Yep.
All them babies they make, you go and provide for that. And that's not the way of Yahweh Shema Shai.
Completely off.
But hey, going back to the law of the virgin, the reason why it was so strict on virginity, because you cutting everything, you handling everything into source. You know, our laws, the reason why it goes over New Testament apologists' heads and Christian apologists' heads, because you don't understand what it engenders. Our laws engenders life. It preserves. Restrictions reserve. But you're taught in the West that restrictions are oppressive. And it's holding you back. It is holding you back. It's holding you back from killing yourself. You pray over your pork chops. You know, you pray over your pig's feet. You know, you go out in the world and you mingle and you make all these poor decisions, but now your spirit all fucked up. You know, in one, I know I'm random. In one breath, you got women. They, because feminism is like liquor. The nigga woman, she took that liquor and chugged it. But and she does that, but her spirit is all fucked up. She's suicidal. She's bipolar. She's suffering from she's very depressive. A lot of nigga women are depressed, toxic. They're mentally unstable, emotionally unstable. But they going up the philosophies of the West. You know. You know, it's like you have this mindset. I'm single. I'm free. Now I'm on birth control. So you think you preserve yourself from a baby, but your spirit all fucked up from all them different niggas seed inside you, man. You know, and you see them, man. The spirit is fucked up, man.
Dark, man.
It's dark, man.
Dark is like it's like a lot of women like you talk to a zombie, man. They're not in tune. Like this the West has ruined women. You know, women more so. Men through a lot of men through. They beta male and you know street culture shit. All right, but the woman is the farthest removed from her purpose than anything on the planet Earth.
Because you got the modern man and the modern woman, right? Well, the modern man still works. The average man statistically works.
The central job.
The central job. So the average man is still in his natural orders. But that modern woman, man, and now you've acculturated into Rome, but your nation is shit. So you've acculturated and lived the delicious life of the Romans, but you've neglected the Hebrew way. And your nation is shit, Eve. That's why you panic when there's a lack of, when Rome stops providing from you, it's gonna get real. Because you have nowhere else to go. See, the other nations, they know how to maneuver in Rome and still go back to their people. But Eve, and in the Nineveh nation, all you know is Rome. All right?
This is Lamentation 4:1. How was the gold become dim? How was the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out at the top of every street.
Hey, we were metaphorically referred to as gold. Then it said we're poured out into every street because that goes into the curse where we're cast amongst all these nations.
Yep.
All right?
White
Hey, man,
as
what
snow.
that talk about Nebuchadnezzar?
And
Yep.
Aaron looked upon Miriam,
Daniel
and behold, she was
interpreted their
leprous.
dream,
Yeah.
you know.
And Aaron said unto
And when
Moses,
he did,
Alas,
he
my
killed
Lord,
all
I
his
beseech
magi.
thee,
Yeah.
Because he had, look, he had this, once you get that quality, man, hey, put them niggas there to death.
Facts.
Just to show you the quality of Israelite man.
Yep.
You know?
It's tapped in.
Yeah,
in, we
yeah.
have done
A man that's in tune with
we're
Yahweh
in, we
Shema
have
Shai.
sinned.
You know?
Let her not
Hey,
be as
brothers,
blood
you know,
dead,
and we gotta look
whom
at
the flesh
ourselves
hath
not in the
consumed.
way of pride, man, but in the way of substance, man. We are men that contain substance, and we are capable of anything through Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Because this society has just beat down Jake confidence. That's the whole society. Every day is meant to just beat down your confidence, man. You know?
And that's
Proverbs
chapter 3,
verse
33.
Done.
All right, Philippians 4:13.
Yep.
I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengthens me.
Yep. And that's dealing with, all right, that
It's in the
direct
house of
connect
the
that we
wicked.
got. And there's only one nation of men on the earth that have a direct connect, all right, to Yahweh, and that's through his son, Yahweh Shai. Okay? And through that, man, we're capable of anything. The scripture say we're more than conquerors, man. You know, but this society pushes that Jake is incapable.
Yep.
He's incapable. That's why they so mad with Jake with 30 kids.
Yep.
They can't, they don't know this man.
Yep.
They don't know what's in his bank account. They don't know how much you make a week. But when they see that image, there's no way he can take care of all them kids. How do you know that? Because of the image that has been put in the earth is anyone that looks like this is incapable of anything great outside of what I say they can be great in. Man.
And your biggest enemy is the so-called black woman. Some, you know, you work these jobs, you got to deal with Eve. Back to what you said, bro. They have a limited view of you.
Yep.
So if you're really the worst place for an Israelite man to be is amongst niggas. The work, like the so-called black community, because you will never grow. Because they're regurgitating what Esau Mary told them about you.
Yep.
So if your whole environment it keeps you down here, where is your self-esteem gonna be? You know, if your whole environment is saying no nigga, you just a nigga. Then what are you gonna think you are, man? So if you want to grow in your house style and elevate, you really gotta detox from niggas, man.
Why it's good to be
You in the
around
sunken
brothers.
place,
Yep.
man.
You know?
You know?
Hey,
2/3 of people in America
do
in the
move
sunken
around,
place.
man. Do something up echelon, man.
Yeah.
You know, if you do move, make it quality, man.
Isaiah
Because,
13 and
you know,
2.
like you say, man, that toxic shit, that's bad for the spirit.
It's not good, man.
You read it said the precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed in earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter.
Wait a minute. So how did you go from being the king's right-hand man and being promoted to replace the king when he's out on duty to Donald Trump pardoning Kodak Black? That was the closest connection that we had that was reflective of what happened about, what, 2,000 years ago? We went from being the king's right-hand man to being pardoned by Donald Trump. You know?
And he just, all he did was free a nigga back into the wild.
Yep. Come on, man. Did you mention the part? Did he get to the part about the Zero Vine yet?
Yeah, well, I'll get that's what
Okay.
mine.
Okay, Salah.
It says, this verse 3, even the sea monsters draw out the breast, they give suck, all right, to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel like the ostriches in the wilderness.
Hey, because it's nothing for you to abort a baby. Every other baby, statistically, about 50% of nigga women abort their kids. You know, abort their little ones, man. All right? And then even on top of that, like you made a point a while back, you're babysitting your own little ones now.
Yep.
Because Eve pop a baby out, doesn't even think about a household, and she's on Netflix, YouTube, Facebook. The baby is just there, and she's in this damn phone, man. A woman is a nourisher, man. You know?
What removed the woman from her purpose, man?
Yep.
Isaiah
Goddamn
25 and
Yep.
7.
All right.
He would
Western
destroy
culture
this mountain, the
of
face
Esau,
of the
Edom,
covered
man.
castle
And that's
of
every
all
facet. Like the Matrix, within the Matrix is other matrices.
Yep.
Because the Matrix is a false reality. Esau liberated our women into being sluts, but still calls them women.
Yep.
That's why you have these shitty dynamics with women and you don't know what's going on.
Yep.
Because he liberated them to be whores. He gave you processed food and made by chemicals, but he still calls them food.
Yep.
But you don't know why your skin can't get on hard.
Yep.
You don't know why you got high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes. He degenerates everything, but give us those old titles, man. You know, what's another one? School system. He call it school, but you don't know shit. You know, he call it church, but you a lost soul. Within the matrix, every facet of existence, he put a covering on top of it.
Reason they call it the American
Yep.
dream.
Okay.
Because you have to be a
But you
sleep
need-
to believe.
Yes, and so, you know,
But you need
the
to
majority of our people that are
got
walking dead.
passport.
Yep.
You need a
You know,
license.
the
Yep.
majority of Israel
Okay.
are walking
Then they'll
dead.
make an announcement on the job. Oh yeah, y'all working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I'm
we're
saying?
not gonna know about
We
this.
can't
You got
get
a 15-minute break. You know?
Yeah.
Basically, we're
But you
looking
free.
at what's supposed
Or
to happen.
even if you did what you were supposed to do on a job, if you stop working, it's like, well, wait a minute, you're not working?
Everyone,
Yep.
everyone
Or
is within
you gotta ask
this
somebody
main
else on
story,
vacation.
and everyone themselves have a story.
Or
Okay?
you not only do you have to ask for that vacation, somebody else can already have that slot. They got more seniority than you.
Destroy
Yep.
this mountain, the
I
base
mean, we get into the deep, the particulars of it.
But
You're not free.
you're not free.
And because everybody
You know,
sees
you're not free. Bring another woman to your woman.
Yeah.
You're not free.
You smile at them.
Yeah, right. Or say, okay, we're gonna start exchanging gold. We're gonna cut out the dollar, and amongst ourselves, we're gonna get 10,000 of us, and we're gonna start rotating gold. See how long you'll be alive, man. You know?
You are witnessing what the beginning of
Jeremiah for you.
Come.
Jeremiah 2:21. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, holy and right seed.
Yep.
How then art thou turned to a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
The thing that comes to mind all the time now is like a celebrity that goes to prison. You know, you look at a celebrity in their prime,
purpose of life.
right? And they had this certain prestige about like Bill Cosby in the 80s and the 70s and stuff. Even like R. Kelly in the 90s. But then you see them mug shots when they go to prison. That's the nation of Israel. See, we were like noble vines. We were royalty. We were celebrity. All right, giants, men of renown. But now we're in prison, and this is our mug shot. And it's imperative to bring that out because you will look at us in prison and feel like these can't be Israelites. Nah, this is us being in a lower state, man. It's us being in a lower state.
Shall I not in that day say
Come on, man.
Even destroyed the wise men out of
You know, Jake ain't got no aura. Jake supposed to have an aura. All Israelites supposed to have an aura. But you got this, you need low vibration
and
food.
thy mighty men.
All right, that you live off of,
shall be
smoking,
dismayed to the
you
end
drinking
that
poor
every
quality
one
liquor.
of the
All
mount
right,
of Esau may be
you
cut
got to
off.
inbound, and you really the walking dead.
Listen to trash all
Yeah,
day.
all the damn time.
Looking at trash all day.
Yep. Come on, man.
The
You know?
knowledge base creates
But
what
this
the
is the
West
West. You was liberated to destroy yourself.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
This is Isaiah 47. And
which are
I started at 6. I was wroth with my people.
Yep.
I have polluted my inheritance.
And if you look up that word inheritance in there, it goes back to property.
Yeah.
See, that's why it's called the Israel of God, or the Israel of Yahweh, because we're literally the property of the Most High. But he temporarily gave his property up to Esau Edom. Yep.
It says, I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient has thou heavily laid thy yoke.
And that goes right back to Deuteronomy 32. It said, I said that I was scattered in the corners. Because the Most High is talking to Esau Edom. So I polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. The Most High gave us over to death. Esau was the walking embodiment of death. His philosophy produced death. Listen, we're not this Negro saying this. Look it up. Look up the death rate, right? Because look at a country like, was it Afghanistan? Or it's one of those countries where they adopted KFC and they started to bring those fast food restaurants to their society. Now the millennials got diabetes, obesity. Even those certain zones used to be blue zones, so they brought like a fucking McDonald's down there. Now the new generation of children are fat. All right? Like I said, you brought the liberation of women. What are you being liberated to? Porn.
That's why in Afghanistan, when America left, they closed down all the hair salons, the strip clubs.
Yup.
They shut all this shit down, man.
Real quick, didn't they do that? Well, it was the Taliban. That was the Taliban.
Yep.
But look, hey, because it's insidious. That's why I said the grapes are like the grapes of God. It's like a Gomorrah. The grapes produce wine. All right, but what's that in Proverbs 6? Was it 7? Was it that strange woman?
Yeah.
And that strange wine? It's the same thing. It's a philosophy. But it breaks it down in the scriptures because it has a very insidious nature. Does not the scripture say beauty is vain and favor is deceitful?
Yep.
All right, what is that favor in this particular sense? All right, it's the philosophies of the West that's very enchanting. You know? It's enchanting. All right, that beauty. Because the sound of westernization, it has beauty to it, man. Freedom, the land of the free. Basically, do as thou wilt. You know, I can do what I want. It's a free country. But look at what that engendered, man. All right.
This is Wisdom Solomon set. It's like this is Proverbs chapter 7, verse 4.
Which it still is the Wisdom of Solomon. You know, it's another book. You know.
It's Proverbs 7 and 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinsman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman.
What's the strange woman? The philosophies of the West. All right? It's the philosophies of the West. Individualism, women's liberation,
Freedom of religion.
freedom of religion. All right? You know, it's just so many things that I can't even think, you know.
Street culture.
Street culture, that's a byproduct of the West. And they say the same shit every generation. Yeah, you do what I did, you're going to end up dead in jail.
They do what they did.
Yeah, you did. They do what they did, man. You know, street culture, because culture goes back to cultivate. You being groomed to kill yourself.
Yep. Alphabet.
But speaking of ABC, life is ABC.
Yep.
Man, woman, reproduce another human.
Yep.
And that's ABC.
Yep.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3. The alphabet shit, you're being seduced by that wine or to destroy yourself because you can't reproduce to a man's anus.
Yep.
You know, 2 women carpet munching can't produce another life. All right?
And the people that doing it, they're here because of the ways of Yahweh Shema, which is man and female.
Yep. But you were here through heterosexuals.
Yeah.
How can you come to this earth by way of heterosexuals, but decide that you don't want to reproduce that? Or better yet, you came here because somebody was pro-life.
Yeah.
You're on this earth because your mom or dad was pro-life, but you chose not to be pro-life. You chose to get an abortion. Come on, man.
He said that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her
But it
words.
said wisdom is our sister. We supposed to cleave to this word so we won't be seduced by the lips of that strange woman, which flattered with her words, which is the philosophies of Esau, Edom, the West. All right?
Sister, you know, you had a cool sister, she put you on.
Yep.
You know, your sister was tight.
Yep.
You know, she had warned you about these hoes.
Yep.
Like, nah,
The future is gonna be
you
very
want that one.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
for
this man
everybody.
must stop. When you go into
It says,
this
verse 6, it says, for at the window of my house I looked through my casement and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding passing through the street near her corner.
Yep.
And it says, and he went the way to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, and beheld, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot.
But doesn't that go back to Revelation? All right, that woman clothed in scarlet?
Yep.
Come on, man. The harlot! But a harlot is a prostitute, right?
Yep.
But the nature of a prostitute is to seduce you.
Yep.
Come on, man. The West seduced the nations.
Yep.
They went a whoring after the harlot, man.
Yep.
But you are raised by the harlot if you live in America, man. You know?
Said the attire of a harlot.
Come on, man.
Production, like that, loud colors.
Yeah.
That's America. These cities, these
Yep.
big lights.
Yep.
You know, these rooftop restaurants, man. That's that harlot. Pull their titties out, man.
Cities paved in gold.
Yeah.
You can be anything in America.
These different cars, cars, and, you know.
Yep.
That's that woman. That's that woman with her titties out, man.
Oh, she's bad.
Yeah.
Damn. You wanna connect with her. You wanna do it with her.
Everybody pulling up.
Yep. Come on, man.
And it says, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtile of heart.
Like beauty is vain, favor is deceitful. Because Esau is subtile of heart. Because a harlot is basically a hunter. Because you went into this too. A harlot is a hunter. The harlot is gonna trap you.
Yep.
All right? So America, it traps you to those philosophies. The philosophies are there to be seductive, to entice you, to overthrow your country, put you in debt, you know, colonize everybody.
All of that get you to believe that she's for your favor.
Yeah, come on, man.
She has to get you to believe a lie, like a delusion. Like she's really, you know, about you, man. You know? And it says, oh man, verse 11, it says, she is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house.
Did it not say in Psalms, I have seen the wicked spread like the green bay tree? All right? Did it not say in Sirach, giving out a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad? America is gathering abroad through their philosophy. Or through these other countries that she's spreading.
And Westernization, man. Like you say, that's why, you know, you go to Tokyo, cities like, you know, New York, restaurants, same restaurants, okay? Same TV program, you know?
I got a quick one. Psalm 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
War was in his heart. Because Esau, Edom, remember, he's more subtle than any beast of the field, you know, any other nation. Okay? So this man presented death, like you say, he cloaked death as liberation, as freedom, as progression. You know? He cloaked it as all these things. Okay? Independent. You're a strong black woman. Okay? You don't have to be restricted. Okay? But under that was death, man. Because he's been at war with the tribes, all right, in every facet that you can think of. Physically, spiritually, you know, emotionally, psychological, yep. In every way you can think of, this man has been at war with the tribes, man.
And it was always war. He always looked at you as the enemy.
Yep.
Because first you had women's liberation, but then what happened? Like, well, that was like around the 60s, right? 70s. Then what happened following that? Crack in the 80s.
Yep.
So he got the men at the household. He really put the crack in there. All right, he dropped the guns off, infiltrated the gangs, divided, conquered. That was a fucking overthrow. You know how every 2020 hindsight. It's like, damn, it was really a fucking. It was a biological warfare.
So now niggas don't self-destruct. So he doesn't have to physically, you know, come lynch niggas and drag niggas out the house. Niggas do that now.
Yep. It says Esau's a cunning hunter, right? Well, he touches you an animal. As long as you're in the state of an animal, he's gonna have leverage as a hunter.
Yep.
He doesn't want you to have this because now you're civilized, but ultimately you're connected back to the Most High.
Yep.
See, you meditate on your oppressor. Esau, his stronghold, Esau's leverage is when you're in a primitive state because he's a cunning hunter.
Yep.
But it's hard to hunt a grown man. But if that grown man is in an animalistic state, well, that's Esau's forte. He can run circles. As long as you a nigga, you going to jail all day, every day, man. You getting shot up by the police all day, every day, man. That's why he puts Kodak Black on tour. That's why he puts 21 Savage on tour. But he killed Fred Hampton. He killed Dr. Sabi. All right, he killed anybody there to put some type of substance in you. But Esau loved them animals. You know, them animal niggas, man.
Even like, I think when y'all said a week ago, even at the gas station, we had regular Edomite. He's always trying to get a one up some type of way. You know, because they know, all right, if you're a threat, if you're not within that box that they made for you.
And Eve is the taskmaster.
Yep.
Eve, it's the demonic spirit. It's Satan, spiritual demon Satan, working through Esau's kingdom, and it extends to Eve. Eve is there to get you more personally, but it's the same thing to keep you down here. Break your confidence, keep you in the state of a nigga, man. You know?
This is the bag of Psalm 73:22.
Yep.
It says, "So foolish was I and ignorant, I was as a beast before thee."
Yeah.
Do
Do as thou wilt. And Aleister Crowley, he tells you in his philosophies, you can look it up. It was like basically being with beasts by nature. But there's nothing wrong with going through that beastly state. There's nothing wrong with living like beasts. That's his whole thing, like, do as thou wilt. It's like, no, you should be free to go off your beastly nature, man. Going back to the scripture you just brought out, I was like a beast before them. Because these laws, you stand up as a man with these laws, it upholds you.
Yeah, you stand upright.
It's right. They stood upon their feet in exceeding great army. The Most High breathed the breath of life into Adam, man. Because prior to that, we were in a caveman state, a primitive state, man. All right?
This is Book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence.
Yep. Hey, and the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Hey, everybody is turning away from Western medicine. Everybody's turning away from Christianity. Everybody's turning away from Western women. Everybody's turning away from Western diet. All right. Even the Western lifestyle, like consumerism. People are turning from consumerism, man. People are becoming minimalists now. People are living off the grid now. People are growing food. People are really want to leave the 9-to-5 life and just, like I said, live off the grid. All right, like you brought it out. Everything in the West is not being trusted no more, man.
Flee the shadow of this world.
And it's the spirit. And the brother's like, through the shadow of this world. What does that mean? That great war is hitting the wall. Because, Black Ram, I think he was the one that coined it. I could be wrong. And he referred to it as hitting the wall. You can only be that bad female for so long before you get old and you hit the wall. Like Biblical Thoughts, hit the fucking wall. Jada Pinkett Smith, hit the fucking wall. Well, the Great War of Babylon, she hit the wall. Nobody's fucking with your philosophies no more. They're not buying your products no more. Them titties they sagging now, man. Yep. Oh yeah. Con.
Yeah, this is the book is 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, verse 36. It said, "Flee the shadow of this world, receive the joyfulness of your glory. I testify my Savior openly."
Wait a minute. Does it not say? It said, "Flee the shadow of this world," right? Does it not say in Ecclesiastes? I'm right. I got it right here. Ecclesiastes 7:26. Because America, or this world per se, Westernization, which is what governs this world, is like unto a woman, right? Ecclesiastes 7:26. "And I find more bitter than death a woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands is bands. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her. Flee the shadow of this world." Yep. But the sinner shall be taken by her.
The great escape will be the chariot, man.
Ultimately,
that's going to be that great escape, man, from this point.
Okay?
Yep. You got to snare in the trap. Because ultimately, he's bringing the chaos to ensnare you into accepting his false salvation.
Yep.
Does
not the scripture say, "Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure"? Because the American lifestyle and its philosophies, that's the beauty of that woman. And you desire her for pleasure, meaning you want to be entangled in wrong. Their convenience. Because sluts are easy, but it comes with a consequence, man. Her heart is snares and nets, man. It's a back pay. He said, "He that fear the Most High shall escape from her. He just out of this world, but the sinner should be taken by her." So 2/3 of our people, they're going to continue to be taken by American philosophy.
See that the glory that we got to come, man, that's going to be a beautiful thing. Man, you know how beautiful it is, man, to know that you have hundreds, thousands of children that you take care of, man. When you start seeing them, those thousands of children having families and they, that's going to be glorious, man.
And not our big brothers say, I go in my father's house of many mansions, and I go into prepare a place for you.
Paradise, man. Our life is going to be a paradise, man. Okay? We're going to know exactly where our food comes from, man. Okay? Like people like to go to these fancy restaurants. Well, guess what, man? We're going to have our own personal chefs. Okay? We're going to have our own personal seamstress. Okay? This is we coming to a whole nother glory, way beyond some Satan run. Okay? Rock revival. No, man, we coming to a whole nother glory, man.
Orchards.
Yep, orchards.
Because it said King Solomon had orchards, and King Solomon was Yahushai, and his kingdom was a prelude to Yahushai's kingdom.
Yep.
So can you imagine the earth is going to be replenished with nutrients, and we're tasting fruit in his holiness? Because during the time of Adam, the earth was in her prime, all right? So can you imagine it tasting an orange? What the time of Adam, a grape, a peach, pineapple, an apple back then? All right. So in the kingdom, it's going to go back to that first estate, man. Come on, man.
Stone will have another glory. Everything will have another glory, but it all goes back to discipline. Okay? Because it's one thing to receive the riches, but it's another thing to have the discipline to maintain it and grow it and distribute it righteously, man. Because after 1,000 years when Esau is removed, you know, we're going to govern the resources of the earth, and we're going to be over distributed to the nations, okay, in righteousness, man. Okay, so the ways of the East, all right, was ways of life, and it produced, okay, order, man.
Those restrictions produce life.
Life and order, man.
And like you said, order. And the opposite of chaos is order. You know? Okay, come.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 21. It says, "For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the word by wisdom do not the Most High. It pleased the Most High by foolishness of preaching to save them that believe." Verse 19, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent." You know, and we learn more about, you know, real governments and righteous government. We understand, because even like you talking about the diet, that diet wasn't just there, it was just a you know, a preference that the Most High wants us to eat. No, the things that we don't eat, they are essential to the earth. They have jobs to do. Do you know how much more cleaner the earth would be if no one ate oysters, if no one ate shrimp?
Turn aside the needy
You know how much cleaner the earth would be? Crabs, okay? Those things have a purpose, just like vultures, okay? Everything, Most High has a janitorial system for the earth set up, man. And part of the kingdom, we're going to put all these things back in place, because paradise is going to be a system. It's going to be ran. It's going to be automatic.
Well, you know, if you go to like, what do you call it? Like Nelly Gardens. Like every city has like a little paradise, botanical garden, but you have to maintain it. Like there are workers there. You know what I mean? There's a janitor there. It has to maintain that beauty. You know, like you go to someone's house, it's a real clean house. Well, behind closed doors, there's a system to maintain their cleanliness. All right, same thing with the planet Earth. All right, the Earth is going to be a paradise. There are systems to maintain this paradise, man. You know, that's all. That's all, man. So it's not that hard. Hey, but with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kakadash, the honor to our elder apostles, elder bishops, a great millstar with well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness, and house today with the elect. Abba Baal, Kumel Shalom, Shalom.
They said that they know.
Water, brother.
Water for you.
They should